Hello, 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 everyone, and good morning to you all. My name is Ava, and this is Stitching in the Interlake. And I'd like to welcome you all to my channel. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Well, today is the 15th of November, 2024. Oh my gosh. At midnight tonight, we're halfway through the month. I don't know where the month went. I don't know. And now, as of 12:01 this morning, Canada Post is on strike. Yeah, so no mail. I for me, I would say fire the lot of them. You get enough money. You got enough of a retirement golden parachute. Yeah, that's my personal opinion. If someone has a different opinion, that's good. I'm glad, you know, but I'm just saying from my point of view. So, but anyway, so now they said that if anything is in the mail system, that it will be delivered, that they will make sure that it is delivered. So, yeah, I don't know. So, because I'm expecting an order from Timu and that. So, what happened yesterday? Yesterday, Juliet and I, we left and we went to Stonewall, and we actually got there pretty early. So then we went to the dollar store, but I couldn't find what I was looking for. And then we went to Home Hardware, and I found some bird seed and a kind of a rug and a some suet for the birdies. So I got that. And then what did we do from there? Oh, yeah. Then we went back over to um, the Chinese food restaurant. But yes, they were open, but the buffet wasn't ready for another half an hour. So we decided, okay, going to go and get my stuff at Family Foods. So I went and did that. Very expensive. Oh my gosh. Vegan cheeses and vegan meats, very expensive. And then I went through some of the mandarin oranges that they have, the little Chinese oranges. Oh my gosh, every box had rotten, rotten, rotten. So it took me a while and I finally found a box that was free and clear. So when I went through the checkout, I told them, I said, you got to really go through some of those boxes because it's really bad in there. But I think I must have gone through 4 or 5 boxes before I found one that was good. So, but yeah. And then we got that done. Then we raced back over to have lunch. So, and we got there, we were the first people there. So we got it piping hot. It was good. It was good. Oh my gosh. I loaded up on those veggies and rice, and then they brought out the noodles, the lo mein noodles. That's the stuff I should kind of, take less of and have more of the rice because the rice is actually better for me. But yeah, so I had that, and then And then we went over to the doctor's office. Well, my appointment was at 12:15, and I didn't get in until 2 o'clock. Yeah, I'm sure it was right around 2 o'clock. So I got in there. I I got my paper for the parking permit, the disability permit, and then I had asked her. I said about X-rays on my backside, and that just, I don't know. She must have been having a really off day yesterday. And so anyway, so then I mentioned about my being tired all the time. And I said that some people thought maybe it was chronic fatigue syndrome. She said, no. She said, she says, I think it's anxiety. I don't know what the anxiety is about. I really don't. I'm not anxious for nothing, you know. Like there was just nothing that I can think of that I was anxious about. Yes, indeedy, one night I did have a panic attack. Maybe it was 2 nights in a row or something. And I said I tried everything to go to sleep and I couldn't. And I don't know where the panic came from. Nothing. I was just in a panic situation. So I had asked her for blood work. No. And then she said, well, um, we'll up you on the quetiapine. So now I'm going up to 50 milligrams of quetiapine. Because she said, yeah, she said, I think it's just anxiety. I think I'd want to rule out other stuff first. I don't know. I think I'd want to check my blood work to make sure everything's okay. I mentioned to her about my hair falling out, and that, just, I don't know. There was something going on with her that she was not quite with it yesterday, and I don't know why. I don't know, maybe there was something that happened um, in her family, um, especially everything that's going on in Iran, because she's Iranian. Persian, she calls herself, Persian. And so I don't know if there was something going on there. I don't know. I don't know. And I know that if you have something that's really bothering you, it's hard to put that aside when you're listening to people whining and complaining and that, like, it's, I understand it. I understand it. So then from there, we went over to the chiropractors. And I had done a lot of stitching when I was there, and I was working here on my gnome. And then I got so tired that I just couldn't do it anymore. So then we went over to the chiropractors, and Juliet got in almost right away. And then I had to wait about another hour and a half to get in. Maybe not quite, just a little over an hour. So then I got in and she was asking me questions about why it, you know, were there no x-rays? Were there, and I said, there were years ago, but I don't have anything. I said, I know there's x-rays of my knees, but I said, I can't remember with my hip and my SI joint. So so then she used this machine on me, and it's kind of like a gun type thing, and it's got these two prongs that stick out, and she puts a, it is not your traditional chiropractic where they manipulate and try and force joints in. This is a very, I don't know how it works, if it works on um like a laser, does it work on it with a tone, or kind of a another light situation. But every time she would get there where my SI joint is, like, it was very painful, and she wasn't even doing anything. She was just pointing it there, and that, and like she would have to hold it up to my butt there and do that. And she said, I don't know what's going on. She says, but we need x-rays. Now, I got really confused again yesterday because I remembered it that chiropractors could sign for um, x-rays and CT scans. But I stand corrected on that, because no, they can't do, they can't sign for CT scans. They can for x-rays, or at least they did in Ontario. If she does it, if she asks for it, I would have to pay for the x-ray. And like, it was just one thing after another, and yeah. So, but I was getting so darn tired. So then she wanted whatever results of the x-rays that we could get. So we went back over to the doctor's office and got a printout of that, not of my brain or anything, um, but just of my knees. And there were a few tears and things like that. And so anyways, Dr. F is calling me today so that I can get an x-ray. And we go back to see her, I think, in a week and a half. So hopefully the results would be back, but I have to wait until Dr. Foro calls me to see about getting an x-ray of that. She said, did they ever give you a definitive diagnosis? I said, just SI joint hypermobility with torsion. I said, that was it. And now, of course, they say, oh, well, it's arthritis, right? That's what they always do. It's arthritis. You just got to deal with it. But she kept saying, are you feeling any better? And I said, no. And then she was like, I don't know what's going on. And she said, you've been dealing with this since 1997. I said, yeah. Yeah. So, but, so I don't know what's gonna come of it. So then by the time we left, oh, Juliet ordered Chinese food for her and John for supper last night. So we had to go back there to the Chinese food place. And then, and then, um, and then we came home, and Juliet drove home. I was so tired, and it was getting dark. Well, it got dark by the time I got home. So, she drove right to her place, and then I drove home and took my stuff out of Susie and brought it in. It was good to have an outdoor light there again. So, I think it's kind of, I don't know if it's rainy, misty, something like that. And then this morning, of course, these two clowns got me up. I was up at 5 again. I could have been awake earlier because they were trying their hardest to wake me up. Ruthie was laying on my pillow, just purring away. I don't have to do anything, she just purrs. And then Jonah jumped on the bed, and Ruthie jumped off. Then Jonah jumped off. Then there was a fight underneath the bed. Then Ruthie came back on the bed, and then she moved over to the shelving unit, and then Jonah jumped on the bed, and yeah. No more monkeys jumping on the bed. Yeah. But they will continue to do those two. And now, of course, they're sleeping away. And I'm tired as all get out. So, please remember that tomorrow there is a live, and it is from 12:30 to 2:30 p.m. Okay? Because I want to go over to the craft sale. I really want to go and look and see what's there and that. But yeah, otherwise, all in all, it was not a bad day. And so all I did was work yesterday a little bit on my gnome. I didn't work on the pillowcase at all. There was no way. I came home and I put everything away and grabbed something easy for supper. Turned out to be a cinnamon roll. And um, and then I got ready for bed and wrote in my journal, and before I knew it, I was out. I was just out like a light. So, yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But that's the first time I've ever had a chiropractor do something so different, is to use this thing. And it is called, where is it here? This is what it's called, the Corin specific technique. See? Of course, I've got thread. That's what it's called. And it is, she's one of the only practitioners in Manitoba that does this. It uses a wand or whatever called the arthrostim. And KST, we can best accomplish our goal in order to help you more quickly reach your goal of health and wholeness. So I'm going to try it and see what it's like. And she's a very nice lady, very nice. And boy, does she have degrees on the wall. Unbelievable. Like, all just filled up with degrees. She can read radiographs. She's licensed to do that. She's got her chiropractic. She's got naturopathic. She's got a lot of education behind her. A lot. So it was a good thing that Juliet was there because she helped me a lot. And the thing is, because I'm so tired, my brain doesn't have a chance to kind of come back again. So it magnifies my memory loss and my irritation, and that it magnifies that tenfold, basically. So then I have to phone in about my disabled parking permit, because I don't know what they're going to do now with the with Canada Post on strike. I don't know. I have no idea. But they did say that if there are parcels that are in the system, but they won't be accepting anything new. So if I go there, I can't get them to accept, a letter or anything. So yeah. That doesn't mean that on Black Friday, which is coming up pretty fast, 2 weeks from today, I'm hoping there's some good deals. But yeah, that I can order it. I don't know if Amazon is going to go back to courier service here. Here right now, it's popped in the mail with Canada Post and it gets delivered to the post office. I don't know. If anybody knows from here, if anybody knows what's happening, I get updates all the time. So, and as far as I'm concerned, they get a lot of money. They have good benefits. They have a good retirement plan. If I can survive on what I've got, why can't they? They're demanding more and more and more. And eventually, what's going to happen if governments can't afford what strikers are asking for? Like, eventually, I think they would go back to work or they would quit. So I don't know what they make, but I can tell you it was more than I ever made. And probably more than anybody else makes, right? You know, if you make $25 an hour Canadian, like, and your spouse is working, even if you're working on your own, that's a lot of money. You know, you get lots of benefits. You get sick days. You get every holiday off. You get your regular holidays. You get all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. It's just sad when they know when to do this, right? And you will find that when there are strikers, that they strike at the most critical time. So they know that Black Friday is coming up. They know how to push the knife in and twist it. I have never been on strike. I know they had one where I worked, and I said no. I said I'm not striking. I'll cross the picket line. These are elderly people here who need care. They need care. They need their medication. You're putting them at risk, you know? So I never went on strike. Turned out that when the strike was going on, I was off because of my back. I was on workers' comp. So, yes. But life happens, right? You know? It's one thing to strike if there are inhumane conditions and if, um, your counterparts are earning $20 an hour and you're only earning 10. Well, then, yeah, I can understand it. But if you're working and your counterparts are getting $20 an hour and you're getting $19.95, like that's ridiculous, right? Over 5 cents. That's only 40 cents in a day. That's $8 in a paycheck. And of course, then it is that you get put into a higher tax bracket, right? So I don't know. I don't know. So, but I guess we'll see. So I guess that's it. So I hope you will join me tomorrow for the live. I hope I can remember. It's going to be odd on Sunday not having my live at noon, but oh well. And then we'll go back again to, having our Sunday lives. And that usually only happens once a month. So I don't know what's happening over Christmas and New Year's. I have no idea. That's up in the air. So anyway, oof, oof. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be well. May God bless you this day and every day. God loves you, and so do I. And so does Jonah, who's up in the cat condo, and Ruthie, who's over in the bedroom. Now I have to go and hang up clothes, get my dishes to soaking. Um, then I'll see about maybe going to get gas and going to the pharmacy, maybe to the mail, see what's there from yesterday. I don't know. So, thank you, Jesus, for being my Lord and Savior. Thank you for saving me from my sins. Thank you for being there in my darkest and deepest moments. Thank you for loving me like you do. Thank you for caring enough for me that you would die on the cross for me so that my sins would be forgiven. And that's a prayer I pray for all of you as well. Oh, one thing she said was that she was going to try and send me for a sleep study. She thought maybe perhaps I had sleep apnea. I don't know. And I don't know if it would go to do a sleep study. I don't know. Because I wouldn't be able to sleep. Because I go to bed at 8 o'clock. That's lights out for me. And so I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Because otherwise it drags on during the day. And I don't need any more tiredness during the day. So thank you, everybody, for being here today. And please join me tomorrow for the live from 12:30 to 2:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Toodaloodles, everybody.